The royal family has always been a source of fascination, with each new twist and turn capturing the public's attention like a never-ending drama. Recently, something unexpected happened that left everyone talking. Kate Middleton, once just the charming and graceful Duchess of Cambridge, has taken a step that no one saw coming. The whispers from within the palace walls hint at a major shift in the royal hierarchy, one that places Kate at the center of power while another familiar face seems to be fading into the background. People are stunned and questions are flying. How did Kate manage to rise so high, and what does this mean for Camilla, who has been a steady figure in the royal narrative for so long? Those who have followed the royal family know that nothing in the palace happens without a story behind it. Kate Middleton's rise to prominence has been gradual but steady. From the very beginning, she was seen as the perfect match for Prince William. With her calm demeanor, kind heart, and unwavering commitment to her role, she won over both the public and the royal family. Yet, despite her graceful ascent, no one could have predicted that she would find herself in this position, standing as the figure of new leadership within the monarchy. It wasn't just a simple promotion or a ceremonial title change, it was a transformation that marked a new chapter, one that seemed to be written almost overnight. The most surprising aspect of this shift is not just Kate's rise but the circumstances surrounding Camilla. For years, Camilla has been recognized as a pivotal figure in the royal circle, supporting her husband King Charles III with poise and dedication. Her journey from being the controversial love interest of the king to becoming a respected royal figure wasn't without challenges. Despite the ups and downs, Camilla managed to carve out a place for herself within the monarchy, earning a title that signified her status. So what went wrong? Why did Camilla, once seen as almost untouchable, find herself facing such a shocking loss of position? People close to the royal family suggest that the dynamics have been shifting quietly for some time. Behind the grand ceremonies and public appearances, there were subtle signs that things were changing. Kate's increasing visibility, her growing involvement in royal duties, and the undeniable affection the public holds for her all pointed towards something bigger on the horizon. At first, it seemed like Kate was just stepping up as a supportive figure, particularly as King Charles began focusing more on the responsibilities of his reign. But slowly it became clear that Kate wasn't just assisting, she was leading. Some say it was her natural ability to connect with people that made the difference. Unlike Camilla, who always faced mixed reactions from the public, Kate's presence brought warmth and acceptance. Whether she was attending charity events, speaking to young people, or simply being a doting mother alongside William, Kate represented a modern, relatable side of the royal family. Perhaps it was this difference that ultimately swayed opinions within the palace, leading to a decision that many found surprising. Camilla quote's reaction to this development has been described as a mixture of disbelief and disappointment. Sources suggest that she didn't anticipate such a drastic change, especially after spending years establishing her role. It wasn't just about losing a title, it was about feeling her influence slip away, replaced by someone younger, more adored, and increasingly powerful. For Camilla, the realization that her position was no longer as secure as it once was must have been a harsh reality to face. Some say that behind closed doors there have been tense conversations, attempts to understand how and why the shift occurred, but no clear answers have been given. Meanwhile, Kate seems to be handling the transition with the same grace she's known for. Instead of celebrating her new status, she remains humble, focusing on her duties and continuing to present a united front with William. For Kate, it isn't about power or position, it's about fulfilling a role that she feels responsible for, especially as the younger generation of royals prepares to take on more significant duties. Her focus on family, community, and service aligns well with the evolving image of the monarchy, one that seeks to stay relevant in an ever-changing world. Still, the public is left wondering what this means for the future. Will Camilla fade quietly into the background, or will she fight to retain her standing within the royal circle? Is Kate truly ready for this newfound responsibility, and how will it impact her relationship with those who feel overshadowed by her rise? The palace remains silent on the matter, leaving room for speculation and curiosity. One thing is clear: the royal family is no stranger to change, but this particular shift feels more significant than most. Kate Middleton's unexpected rise and Camilla's sudden loss are not just stories of power, they are stories of legacy, public perception, and the constant balancing act within one of the world's most scrutinized families. As more details unfold, people will continue to watch every move, eager to understand how this new chapter will shape the monarchy's future. There are still many questions left unanswered. Did Kate ever expect to find herself in this role, or did circumstances simply lead her there? What are the underlying reasons that made the palace favorite over Camilla at this moment? While theories circulate, the real story might be far more complex, filled with nuances that only those inside the palace truly understand. Until more is revealed, one can only speculate about how Kate's rise and Camilla's loss will shape the royal narrative in the years to come. The news of Kate Middleton's unexpected rise to the throne spread like wildfire, leaving many stunned and curious about what truly happened behind the palace walls. But what really shook the royal circle was not just Kate's ascent, it was Camilla's shocking loss of her title. For years Camilla stood firm beside King Charles III, holding her position with confidence and pride. She had fought hard to gain acceptance, to shake off the shadows of the past and to become a respected figure in the royal family. Yet now everything seemed to be slipping away and no one outside the palace walls seemed to know why. Whispers began circulating among those close to the royal family. Some spoke of disagreements and secret meetings, while others hinted at decisions made quietly, far from the public eye. There were even rumors of conflicts between Camilla and key figures in the palace, tensions that had been building for months but kept hidden from view. People who once saw Camilla as untouchable now began questioning her position. How could someone so deeply rooted in the royal structure suddenly face such a dramatic shift? Was it a decision made by the king himself, or was it the influence of others who wanted change? Camilla's reaction to the loss was described by insiders as one of disbelief and frustration. She had worked tirelessly over the years to transform her image from the controversial figure she once was to a symbol of stability. Being by King Charles' side wasn't just about duty for her, it was personal. She had finally reached a place of acceptance, a place where she could stand proudly without the judgment that once followed her every move. Losing that status now felt like a betrayal, not just from the institution she served but from the very people she thought she had won over. Many wondered if there was more to the story. Some suggested that Kate's growing popularity had something to do with it. Over the years, Kate had become the shining star of the royal family, capturing hearts with her grace, elegance and genuine connection with the public. She represented a new generation, one that resonated with the people in a way that felt fresh and modern. Her charity work, her appearances with William, and even her role as a mother seemed to draw admiration from all sides. The comparison between Kate and Camilla became impossible to ignore. One was seen as the embodiment of the future, while the other, despite her efforts, remained linked to the past. There were also talks of influence within the palace. Senior advisors who had observed the changing tides of public opinion were rumored to have supported Kate's rise. Some believed that modernizing the monarchy required a new face, someone who could bridge the gap between tradition and modern values. Kate fit that image perfectly. With her relatable nature and strong sense of duty, she became the obvious choice for a more prominent role. But where did that leave Camilla? Insiders mentioned that Camilla wasn't prepared for the suddenness of the decision. She had believed her place beside King Charles was secure, a testament to their bond and her years of service. But the winds had changed and the decisions made behind closed doors were final. Camilla's appearances became less frequent, her presence more subdued. Those who saw her during royal events described her as graceful but distant, as if carrying the weight of this unexpected shift with quiet dignity. But behind closed doors the emotions were raw. Friends close to her described feelings of confusion, hurt, and even betrayal. She had devoted her life to this role and now it seemed to be slipping away faster than she could grasp. The public too was left with questions. How did Kate manage to step up so quickly? Was there a struggle behind the scenes that no one knew about? Or was it simply the monarchy evolving with the times? People speculated, searching for answers in every public appearance, every small gesture, hoping to catch a glimpse of what might be going on beneath the surface. But the palace remained silent, refusing to confirm or deny any rumors. This silence only fueled curiosity, leaving people guessing about the true reasons behind Camilla's sudden fall from grace. Some royal experts believe that this shift could be a strategic move. With King Charles's reign beginning, the focus may have been on securing the future of the monarchy. Kate's image as a loving mother, supportive wife, and charitable leader fits perfectly into that vision. Her ability to connect with people from all walks of life made her the ideal choice to represent the royal family moving forward. Camilla, while respected, simply did not have the same public connection that Kate did. Her past, no matter how much she had overcome, remained a shadow that many could not forget. Still, the question remained, what would Camilla do now? Would she step back quietly, accepting this new role without conflict? Or would there be a struggle to maintain her place beside the king? Those close to her say that Camilla is not one to give up easily. She had fought too hard and endured too much to simply fade away. But the path forward was unclear, and the palace's silence only added to the tension. The entire royal family seemed to be moving forward with this new reality. Kate took on her new responsibilities with the same grace she always had, while Camilla's appearances grew less frequent. But one thing is certain: within the walls of the palace, changes were happening, and not everyone was ready to accept them. Camilla's loss was more than just a title. It was the beginning of a new era, one that seemed to favor Kate Middleton's modern influence over Camilla's established legacy. The public could only wait and watch, eager to see if Camilla would make her comeback or if Kate's rise was just the beginning of a long and powerful reign. The silence from the palace spoke volumes, hinting that there might be even more changes to come, ones that would shape the future of the monarchy in ways no one could yet imagine. Kate Middleton's journey to the throne has been nothing short of extraordinary. From the very beginning, she seemed destined for greatness. But the path she walked was not always paved with gold. Before she became the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate was simply known as Catherine, a young woman from Berkshire with dreams like anyone else. Her life changed forever the moment she crossed paths with Prince William at the University of St. Andrews. That first meeting marked the beginning of a love story that would capture the hearts of millions. Yet even then, no one could have imagined that she would one day be standing at the edge of the throne, ready to step into a role of unimaginable power and responsibility. When Kate first entered the royal family, many wondered if she would be able to handle the pressure. The royal spotlight is not forgiving, and the expectations placed on her were immense. Every public appearance, every wave and every smile was scrutinized by the media and the public alike. But Kate handled it with grace and dignity. Slowly she began to win over the hearts of not just the British public but people around the world. Her genuine kindness, calm presence and unwavering support for William showed everyone that she was more than just a princess, she was a leader in the making. What makes Kate's rise so fascinating is the way she connected with people. Unlike many royals before her, Kate did not shy away from engaging with the public. She visited schools, hospitals, and community centers, not just to be seen but to truly listen to the people she met. Her warmth was genuine, and it didn't take long for people to notice. She wasn't just fulfilling her royal duties, she was redefining what it meant to be a part of the monarchy. People began to talk about the Kate effect, the way her presence seemed to breathe new life into the royal family, making them feel more approachable and in touch with the real world. But Kate's journey wasn't just about charm and grace. Behind the scenes, she was preparing for something bigger. Those close to the palace revealed that Kate had been taking on more responsibilities, learning the ins and outs of royal protocol and building relationships with important figures both inside and outside the palace. It wasn't always visible to the public, but her influence was growing. As King Charles began to focus more on his duties, Kate was right there, quietly stepping up to fill the gaps, proving that she was more than ready for the role that was waiting for her. The shift became even more obvious when rumors began to swirl about changes within the royal circle. Insiders hinted that Kate's role was being expanded, that she was taking on more leadership positions within the family. Her public appearances became more frequent, her speeches more powerful. The once shy Duchess was now a commanding presence, representing the royal family with poise and confidence. It was clear that something was happening behind the scenes, something that hinted at a larger plan for Kate's future. And then came the whispers about Camilla. As Kate's presence grew stronger, Camilla's seemed to fade. The events she once attended with prominence were now being led by Kate. Those who paid close attention noticed that Kate was not just stepping up, she was stepping in. It was as if the torch was being passed, even if no one officially announced it. The public began to question if this was the beginning of a new era for the royal family, one led by Kate's modern vision and undeniable connection with the people. People began to wonder how Kate felt about this dramatic shift. Was she prepared to take on this new role? Could she handle the pressures that came with it? The truth is, Kate had been preparing for this moment for years. Her graceful handling of public appearances, her dedication to charitable causes, and her loyalty to the royal family were all signs that she was ready for something bigger. But stepping into a role of this magnitude wasn't just about appearances, it required strength, resilience, and the ability to navigate palace politics that most people couldn't even begin to imagine. Despite the challenges, Kate seemed to embrace her new responsibilities with the same calm grace she had always shown. She continued her charity work, representing causes that mattered deeply to her, while also taking on more significant duties within the royal family. Her bond with the public only grew stronger as people saw her not just as a royal figure but as someone who genuinely cared about the world around her. This connection made her rise feel natural, almost as if it was always meant to be. But with power comes scrutiny, and Kate's rise was not without its challenges. Those loyal to Camilla were not pleased with the sudden shift. They questioned the speed of Kate's ascent and the reasons behind Camilla's loss. Was it truly about modernizing the monarchy, or was there something deeper at play? The palace remained silent, offering no explanations, leaving room for rumors and speculation to grow. Some said it was a matter of public opinion that the monarchy needed fresh energy to stay relevant. Others whispered about internal conflicts and power struggles that had been kept hidden from public view. Through it all, Kate remained poised, never showing any sign of struggle or doubt. Her focus stayed on her duties and her family, proving time and time again that she was capable of handling the pressures of her new role. It was this quiet strength that continued to win the hearts of many, even those who had once doubted her ability to lead. As she stood alongside William, greeting crowds and attending royal events, it was clear that the future of the monarchy was being reshaped right before everyone's eyes. Kate Middleton's rise to the throne is a story of patience, resilience, and undeniable charm. It's a journey that began long before the public saw its effects, and one that seems destined to continue. But as Kate steps into this new role, the questions remain: what will happen to Camilla? Will she accept her new place, or will there be resistance? And most importantly, is Kate truly ready for what lies ahead? Camilla's world has changed in ways she never expected. For years she stood by King Charles III, supporting him through thick and thin. She was not just a royal figure, but also a symbol of strength and loyalty. People admired her for weathering the storms that came with her past and accepting her role in the monarchy with grace. But now, everything feels different. Suddenly Camilla is facing a reality where the position she once held so firmly is slipping away. The weight of this change is heavy, and those close to her say it has been difficult for her to accept. When a person reaches a certain level of power and respect, losing that can feel like the ground beneath their feet has shifted. For Camilla, it is more than just losing a title. It's a blow to her identity, and to the years she invested in building her place within the royal family. Many people outside the palace do not see the emotional side of such a loss. They might see only the headlines and public appearances, but behind closed doors the story is very different. Those who know Camilla well say that she feels a mix of disbelief, sadness, and even anger. It is as if the very foundation of her life is being questioned. The shock comes not only from the loss itself but also from how quickly it happened. Camilla did not expect that the palace would allow such a shift without warning. She thought her role was secure because she had proven her loyalty and dedication over many years. But the decision-makers inside the palace seemed to have other plans. Suddenly, Kate Middleton was taking the spotlight, and Camilla found herself pushed to the sidelines. This sudden change made it hard for Camilla to understand what went wrong and why. Some insiders say that Camilla's struggle is also about control. When you have held influence for a long time, it becomes part of who you are. Losing that influence can feel like losing a part of yourself. For Camilla, the palace was not just a workplace, it was a place where she fought hard to be accepted and respected. Giving that up is not easy. Friends close to her say that she has been trying to stay strong, but the loss has left a deep mark. She still attends some royal events, but her presence is quieter, less commanding than before. At the same time, there are reports of tension behind the scenes. People say there have been private meetings and discussions where Camilla tried to express her concerns. She reportedly questioned the fairness of the decision and asked for clarity about her future role. However, the palace has remained mostly silent on these matters. This silence has only added to the mystery and speculation. Many wonder if Camilla is planning to fight back or if she will accept the change gracefully. What makes this situation even more complicated is the public's divided opinion. Some people feel sorry for Camilla, believing she has been treated unfairly after all she has been through. Others support Kate's rise, seeing it as a fresh start for the monarchy. This split opinion adds pressure on Camilla. She is caught between holding on to what she has and accepting the new reality that the royal family and the public seem to be moving toward. Camilla, case. Personal life also plays a role in how she is handling this loss. Those close to her say that she is spending more time with family and close friends, seeking comfort away from the public eye. It is clear that this is a tough period for her emotionally. Despite the challenges, she is trying to keep her dignity and not let the loss define her. However, the question remains, can she find a new purpose within the royal family, or is this the beginning of a slow retreat from the spotlight? Meanwhile, the palace continues to show support for Kate. Every public event seems to highlight Kate's role, emphasizing her connection with the people and the future of the monarchy. This clear focus on Kate sends a strong message that the royal family is ready for change. For Camilla, this means that the competition for influence is real and ongoing. She must decide how to navigate this new landscape, where her past achievements may no longer carry the same weight. The emotional toll of losing a title and position is something few can understand unless they have experienced it themselves. Camilla's story is one of resilience, but also of loss and uncertainty. How she chooses to move forward will shape her legacy and the royal family's future. Will she find new ways to contribute, or will the loss push her to the background permanently? Only time will tell. This moment in royal history is more than just a shift in titles, it's a story of human emotions, struggles for power, and the challenges of adapting to change. The palace may be quiet on the surface, but behind those walls, a deeply personal battle is unfolding. Camilla's journey is far from over, and her next steps could surprise everyone watching. The royal family is known for its traditions and strict rules, but behind the scenes it is also a place full of politics and personal ambitions. When Kate Middleton began to rise in influence, it did not just happen by chance. There were many careful decisions and plans made by those who wanted to shape the future of the monarchy. The question that many people wonder about is how these changes really took place and who had the most power in making them. Kate's rise was supported by some very powerful people within the palace. These advisors and officials understood that the monarchy needed a fresh face to stay connected with the modern world. They believed Kate was the perfect choice because she had the right mix of charm, intelligence, and a strong sense of duty. She also had a good relationship with Prince William, who was next in line for the throne. Together they seemed like the perfect team to lead the monarchy into a new era. But the process was not simple. Change in the royal family is always slow and careful because traditions are very important. Some people inside the palace did not agree with the idea of pushing Camilla aside. They saw her as someone who had earned her place through years of loyalty and service. This created a quiet conflict behind the scenes. Some advisors supported Kate's rise while others wanted to keep Camilla's position secure. This kind of tension is common in any big family, but in the royal family it becomes much more complicated because of the public and political attention. Kate, for her part, stayed focused on her duties. She knew the importance of being patient and building trust over time. She did not rush or try to force her way into more power. Instead, she continued to work hard, supporting causes she cared about and showing the public her genuine character. This made her very popular and helped her win the support of many important people inside and outside the palace. Her steady approach showed that she was ready to take on more responsibilities when the time was right. At the same time, the advisors working behind the scenes carefully managed the public image of the royal family. They arranged events and appearances that highlighted Kate's strengths and connected her with the public. The media was encouraged to focus on her positive qualities, from her fashion sense to her family life. This helped build a strong and favorable image of Kate that contrasted with the more traditional and sometimes controversial image of Camilla. The public began to see Kate as the face of the future monarchy. The decision to reduce Camilla's role and increase Kate's was not made overnight. It involved many discussions and negotiations within the palace. Some reports say that there were meetings where senior members talked about the need for a new generation to take charge. They believed Kate could help modernize the monarchy and make it more relatable to younger generations. This was seen as essential for the survival and relevance of the royal family in the 21st century. However, this shift also caused some tension between the royal family members. Not everyone agreed on how quickly changes should happen or how much power Kate should be given. There were concerns about upsetting long-standing traditions and about how the public would react. These internal debates are never made public, but they influence decisions and actions within the palace. Kate had to navigate these tricky waters carefully, balancing respect for tradition with the need for progress. One important part of this story is the role of Prince William. As the future king, his support for Kate was crucial. He and Kate have shown a strong partnership based on mutual respect and shared goals. William's backing helped strengthen Kate's position and gave her more confidence to take on bigger responsibilities. Together they are seen as a symbol of the modern royal family, combining tradition with new ideas. The public also played a big role in this shift. People's opinions and reactions influence how the royal family behaves and makes decisions. Kate's popularity made it easier for the palace to justify her rise and Camilla's reduced role. The royal family understands the power of public support, and they work hard to maintain a positive image. This means that the way people view Kate and Camilla is not just about personal feelings but also about how the monarchy wants to be seen by the world. Despite all the planning and support, Kate's rise was still a big change. It required patience, strategy, and the ability to handle pressure. The palace politics were complex, and the stakes were high. But Kate's calm and steady approach helped her succeed. She did not try to fight or create conflict but allowed her actions and character to speak for themselves. This made her a respected figure and helped her move smoothly into her new role. The story of how Kate, Rose and Camilla lost her title shows that the royal family is much more than just ceremonies and traditions. It is a place where power, influence and personal relationships play a huge role. Behind the scenes there are battles and strategies that most people never see. Kate's rise is a clear example of how change happens in this world, slowly, carefully, and with many people involved. As the monarchy continues to evolve, this story will be remembered as a key moment. It shows the challenges of balancing tradition with the need for modernization. It also reveals the human side of the royal family, the emotions, ambitions and struggles that happen behind the public images. Kate's rise and Camilla's loss are part of a larger story about how the monarchy adapts and survives in a changing world. The story of Kate Middleton's rise to power and Camilla's loss of her title is not just about titles or royal duties. It is about what lies ahead for the future of the monarchy and how these changes will shape the lives of everyone involved. The royal family is at a crossroads and the decisions made now will affect generations to come. People all over the world are watching closely, wondering what will happen next and how these shifts will change the royal family's role in society. Kate's new role comes with great responsibilities. She is not only stepping into a position of power but also becoming a symbol of hope and modernization. The monarchy has been criticized for being out of touch with today's world, and Kate's rise is seen as a way to bring fresh energy and ideas to the royal family. She represents a younger generation that understands the needs and values of modern society. This makes her an important figure, not only within the palace walls but also on the global stage. With this change comes great pressure. Kate will need to balance tradition with innovation. She must respect the history and customs of the monarchy, while also pushing for reforms that make the royal family more relevant. This is a delicate task that requires wisdom, patience, and courage. People are curious to see how she will handle this challenge and whether she will succeed in modernizing one of the world's oldest institutions. Another question on many minds is how Camilla will adjust to her new position. Losing a title is not easy, especially when you have spent years building your life around it. Camilla's future within the royal family is uncertain, and people wonder if she will find new ways to contribute or if she will gradually step back from public life. Her story adds a layer of drama and emotion to this royal transition, making it even more compelling for the public. The royal family's image is also at stake. How they manage this change will affect public opinion and their place in the world. Kate's popularity gives the monarchy a boost, but it also raises expectations. The public wants to see real change and meaningful actions. If Kate fails to meet these expectations, it could create new challenges for the royal family. On the other hand, if she succeeds, it could strengthen the monarchy's future and help it stay relevant for years to come. One of the most interesting aspects of this story is the human side behind the royal titles. People often forget that royals are individuals with emotions, dreams, and struggles just like anyone else. Kate and Camilla's experiences show us that even in the highest circles of power, life is full of challenges and uncertainties. This makes their story more relatable and adds depth to the public's fascination with the royal family. As Kate prepares to take on her new role, she will have to build strong relationships not only within the royal family but also with governments, charities, and international leaders. Her success will depend on her ability to connect with different people and understand their needs. This requires a combination of charm, intelligence, and empathy. Many are curious to see how she will navigate these complex relationships and whether she will become a truly influential figure on the world stage. At the same time, there is curiosity about the future of the monarchy itself. Will these changes lead to a more modern and open royal family, or will tradition continue to hold strong? Kate's rise might be the beginning of a new chapter, but it is only one part of a much bigger story. The monarchy faces many challenges in the 21st century, from changing public attitudes to political pressures. How Kate and the royal family respond to these challenges will determine their place in history. The royal family's story is not just about power and titles. It is a story about change, adaptation, and survival. Kate Middleton's rise and Camilla's loss highlight the complex nature of royal life and the ongoing struggle to remain relevant in a fast-changing world. This makes their journey one of the most fascinating stories of our time. For those watching from the outside, the next few years will be full of surprises and important moments. Every decision Kate makes and every action she takes will be closely watched and analyzed. The world waits with curiosity to see how this new era of the monarchy will unfold and what legacy Kate will leave behind.